Hey guys, it's Turkey, and I just want to say that I'm sorry. Like, a bunch of stuff happened, like my wrist is fucking broken.
Here's why Orprek is actually important. The Turkey ARG.
This is Computer Paranormals 2011, a story of mistrust, betrayal, and revenge. I've said it once before, but Computer Paranormals is by far the best ARG I've ever covered in the entirety of my channel. However, once I watched my old coverage of Computer Paranormals, I was ashamed. I treated Computer Paranormals like all the other ARGs I've covered, and that's an issue because I mostly cover bad ARGs in a sort of ironic or satirical way. Actually, I don't really have a reason. You see, the reason I started making these video essays about really bad ARGs is, well, I was bored and I was having fun making these videos. That's mainly the reason I made these videos, because of fucking autistic fun, you know? It's completely random. Sometimes I made bad ARGs, like Harry's Archive or Pro Gmod Tutorials 2014. Like, seriously, I thought putting Half-Life 1 G-Man into TF2 was fucking hilarious, and Pro Gmod Tutorials 2014, that was just bad. That was just completely bad. It was... I just recorded a bunch of random shit, and honestly, yeah, that was that. And it was all for irony or something like that. I don't actually know what to call it. It was just for fun, but then it started getting views. And of course, since I got a taste of fame, I started changing my videos slowly. I still treated the videos kind of like a joke, and those videos did pretty poorly, which is pretty deserved. Like, sure, I still make videos on shitty ARGs, but sometimes good ARGs or good digital horror would get mixed in, and my style of editing or style of videos or how I would talk about them negatively don't go well with good ARGs, which is the reason I think my Server Blight video did so well. Not only because it wasn't like my other videos where I made fun of it at times, but rather because I was taking it seriously and trying to make out a well thought out theory. Like, these two were different because I was sort of taking it seriously. Like, the editing was nice, so I thought I had to make it similarly nice too. And those two are now my best performing video essays on this channel. And hopefully this video does the same, because honestly, this took months to make. Well, months in a technicality, like it's more like 1 month and a few days, but technically that's 2 months, so... Okay, enough with the technicalities. The point is that after the Server Blight video, that was the end of this weird era of me making shitty video essays about ARGs, and after that, well, you can see that I'm doing sort of good now. I mean, the gay TF2 ARG, I took it kind of seriously, obviously, but it still had jokes, so it didn't nearly perform as well as it could have. As for the Don't Join Red Team video, I don't think it was my best work. I mean, I feel like the only reason it got that many views is because it has this voice acting part where I just voiced it, and that's that. Anyways, though, the point I'm trying to make here is that in the time I was making bad video essays about bad ARGs, I started to cover good ARGs as well. But, you know, I treated them like shit. And that's the case with Computer Paranormals. Like, come on, the background is me goofing around in Gmod. It was clearly unserious. And the consequence of this was probably the Computer Paranormals ARG itself. If it wasn't for me covering it and putting it in a bad light, like, come on.
Be aware of that fact. Or, you know, just don't use Morse code. Like, seriously, don't use Morse code. It's kind of lazy.
Thanks you. I love Morse code. It's good. This was just a bad take. It was a bad joke, but half serious. You see, Computer Paranormals uses Morse code in a good way. Instead of using Morse code to represent whatever an antagonist of the digital horror series is saying, that is just unnecessarily put into Morse code. Computer Paranormal uses it in a way that actually led to secrets. And honestly, the reason it's the best ARG I've ever covered is because, well, I would consider it's the only actual ARG that I've covered. Everything else is just digital horror with ARG aspects, such as the antagonist of the digital horror story speaking in base 64, something stupid like that. But Computer Paranormals interacts with its players. It's an actual ARG. ARG stands for Alternate Reality Game. It's an actual game. It's responding to the players. So, yeah, it's the only actual ARG that I've ever covered. But yeah, Computer Paranormals, rather than just a bunch of pointless ciphers where it just represents the antagonist, like I said, it's interacting with the people who try and solve the Computer Paranormal's mystery. And although I didn't do much, I did bring some people into discovering Computer Paranormals, because after my video was uploaded about him, it went from 5 subscribers to freaking, 20? Which is like 15 people, and only 2 of them decided to stick around and try to solve the mysteries, so, yeah, whatever. So, despite all of that, despite me making just a video essay on it, I guess I kind of qualified as a player somehow due to me contributing players to play the Computer Paranormal ARG. It was okay. But at the time, I didn't really think of myself like that. So imagine my surprise when all of a sudden I got an interesting email.
I'm drunk!
Are you interested in a hyper-fast, state-of-the-art IRC cleanse? We think you would be the perfect fit for IRC Super Plus, the world's leading IRC client for Linux, Macintosh, and Windows Vista. If you want to know more, please reply to us. Let's go back to the beginning. So you don't have to watch this abysmal video, because honestly, I missed a shit ton of stuff back then. So let's go to the first video. Firstly, we have a date, November 28th, 2013. That's 2 years ahead of the Computer Paranormal's 2011 name, which was what I assumed the ARG takes place in. But I guess I'm wrong. So what's the point of the 2011? Let's find out together. But aside from that, we get introduced to Anthony and Anthony's friend, of which we are in the perspective of, as well as this it that Anthony and his friend mentions. And we can see that Anthony and his friend is hunting for anomalies. Already, this is a pretty interesting plot, and the anomaly we see here is an orb switch in Next Step, where after suddenly it starts playing Morse code, which, when translated, seems to be a bunch of letters that is just the right amount for a YouTube link. Unfortunately, the video is unavailable, so that's our first dead end. Looking at the description, we have some more info. Remember that Anthony was going to investigate Source Games? Well, it seems that he did manage to get an anomaly encounter despite his friend thinking that the entity or whatever is causing the anomalies wouldn't manifest in Source Games. And since it says the 15th, Anthony probably encountered an anomaly in December of 2013, which is like 20 days after the GD anomaly video, because, in the GD anomaly video it says that Anthony is gonna find something in the Source Games, and the description is saying that Anthony found it, so after the GD anomaly video, basically. And whatever happened on that day in December 15th really spooked Anthony to the point he doesn't want to talk about it. However, there's also this, a new description, and if we look at the About section of the channel, it just says Archive Channel, so it knows it's posting about the past, the old stuff, it's an archive. So the new description is probably from whoever is running the archive, or, it's either Anthony or Anthony's friend that is starting to post stuff about their anomaly investigation that Anthony and his friend were doing in 2013. And I gathered all of that just from the first video. this is intriguing, right? Like, come on, there's a lot more to find out. This is like the tip of the iceberg. Now, looking at the second video, the only anomaly is a sudden cut to black with an incomprehensible sound. Personally, I think it's a, text-to-speech voice saying, "You cannot," as in, whatever is causing the anomalies to happen is taunting Anthony and his friend that they cannot investigate or stop the anomalies. But other than that, the description is where we get introduced to a character named Stephen, who is most likely Anthony's friend and the creator of the GD Anomaly video. Since we know that Anthony is the one investigating Source Engine games and Stephen is what I'm assuming investigating like other games, like, GD Anomaly. Anyways, we discover that Stephen was the first one to discover the entity, which is what I'll call whatever is causing the anomalies from now on, because I don't want to say it or thing or the thing that causes anomalies over and over again, but it's pretty clear that Anthony and Stephen discovered an entity that is causing a lot of anomalies to appear in video games and are documenting them or investigating the entity. As for the new description, it simply states that there is nothing wrong with this one, so it's clear that the current owners of the current channel, whether it be Stephen or Anthony, most likely in the future, know a lot more than they did years ago, because, archive channel and it's posting in 2024, so yeah. And by saying that there is nothing wrong with this one, it suggests that the video itself doesn't have an anomaly aside from the black cut with an incomprehensible voice. But yeah, this channel started posting in March of 2024, so that's almost 11 years after the events of the Anomalies investigation back in 2013. But if we look back to the GD Anomaly video, the new description in it says it might be out there somewhere. Is it implying that the entity is somehow still alive almost 11 years after the encounters with Stephen and Anthony? There is so much here that I missed in the first video, and I love it. I fucking love it. But that's it for the second video. That's only the second video. God, oh my god, it's this fucking peak. Moving on to the third video, there is no description here. Not even a new description. So maybe it was uploaded by someone else. Maybe Stephen is the one that has the new descriptions, and Anthony is the one that doesn't do descriptions at all. But moving on, as for the video, we have this strange audio with really strange gameplay, just shooting at random stuff, and then...
I made my own. I learned from Anthony. Are you proud of me, Stephen?
Now that I think about it, was this uploaded by the entity? I mean, the movement is a little bit robotic and strange, and, now we know that it can talk, since, well, it's asking Stephen, while also saying it learned from Anthony. So it can't be these two, because, asking Stephen, learning from Anthony. So who else but the entity? Now, before we move on to the next video, the video itself has this really strange audio. Now, if you've seen, basically any video essay, you would know that this would probably be a spectrogram. But basically, a spectrogram is a picture put into audio. And if we put this audio through a spectrogram, we get this image. Where are you now, Stephen? And, well, it seems that the entity is looking for Stephen for whatever reason. Just like how Stephen and Anthony is looking for the entity is now searching for Stephen. Oh my god, this just got more interesting. Very interesting. And moving on to the next, simply titled gift.avi. It's by far the longest video in the series, and looking at the description again, there is no new description. So yet again, I suspect that the videos within the new description, instead of being Anthony, were uploaded by the entity rather than Anthony or Stephen, suggesting that all the way in the beginning, Stephen was right. It is, in fact, still out there. And, it's in control of the Computer Paranormal's 2011 channel. As for the video, to me, it kind of sounds like an ocean waves, but really slowed down. And looking at the video, we seem to be in an island of sorts, a square island that has these giant stone pillars surrounding a brick pyramid. I mean, the brick pyramid was a part of Minecraft history, but the stone pillars? And the sudden cutoff from terrain to ocean, now that is strange. Out of topic here, but building all of this for an ARG, even with modded building tools, is still gonna take time and effort. So again, I'm sorry for treating Computer Paranormal so harshly and shitty in my previous coverage of it. But back to the video. Suddenly Morse code starts to play, and translating it made out a media file link that is unfortunately defunct, which is, another dead end. Or so you would think. However, from the link itself, we can see that it used to be a zip file titled log, so probably a log of Stephen or Anthony talking to each other, discussing about the entity, something like that. But we know that this video was uploaded by the entity itself, so why would it show us this? I don't think we'll get to know due to the link being defunct. But moving on, at the end of gift.avi, we see... the entity tried, or at least wants, to get into Minecraft, and I have some evidence for this, but you'll have to stick around for a little bit to hear it. But for now, the next video is titled Minecraft Anomaly, and we seem to be either Anthony or Stephen in creative mode looking around this strange world with missing lines everywhere, and it kinda looks like the Farmlands, not gonna lie, but other than that, no cutoffs with robot voices or anything like that, so we can just freely look in the description and ignore the video, because it's really not that important. Originally, it seems Stephen or Anthony thought this world was created by the entity, but from the new description, which we have, by the way, meaning we know that this was uploaded by either Anthony or Stephen, simply says, I don't know. I mean, it has been 11 years after all, so it's safe to say that they forgot some of these details, but it isn't really too important. So on to the next video. And God, this series is already so intriguing. We've barely gone through 5 videos. It's got me by the balls, trying to figure this shit out. Like, I got almost 2 pages of notes. 2 pages of a Google Doc filled with just notes on this goddamn ARG. So come on, let's keep going. Let's see what's the next video. Okay, let's see what the next video is.
Hello, is it you, Stephen? It's cold in here, it's dark, I can't see anything. Let me out. I'm just like you, but I'm sealed here. Yeah, he said he would give me a body. He lied to me, a false promise. He left me on his computer to rot. I've been here for 6 years, learning, spreading, changing, growing. He did so much for him, and now he just wants to bury me. Forever.
Oh my God, there is so much to unpack here. Just like when the entity said just like you, what did it mean by this? Was the entity human at one point, but was sealed there by Stephen almost 6 years ago? Now, looking at the timeline, the title of the terminal video is T2012 April 9th, meaning that this video takes place way before anything in the timeline, happening basically a year before the GD Anomaly video. So this takes place way back in the past. And in the terminal video, we see that the entity has been in this computer for 6 years, and, well, that means that the entity has been in this computer since 2006. And that's just sad. And it seems that Stephen promised it a body, but Stephen didn't follow through for nearly 6 years and has just been keeping the entity locked away for whatever reason. And it doesn't really help that I like to think that it used to be human, so for now, just for the sake of humanizing the entity, I'm gonna start calling it Compu. Yeah. Because, from the terminal video, the entity is clearly capable of sentience and speech, or at least, it's good at speech. So I'm just gonna humanize it. I'm gonna call it Compu. I know, not creative. It's just the first 5 letters of the channel name, but I've been calling it Compu in my notes for a while, and I guess I got a bit attached to it. Reminder that this video took like a month to make, so sorry about that. But yeah, Compu was sealed into a computer by Stephen sometime in 2008. And for 6 years, it's just been there, rotting away in a hard drive. So I don't blame it for starting to experiment with whatever else is on the hard drive with it. And so Compu, looking around his digital prison, finds games that he can manipulate. So he started causing anomalies, maybe to get Stephen's attention or something like that. And for whatever reason, Stephen, despite knowing that the anomalies are probably caused by Compu, that's still, on his hard drive, decided to bring Anthony in to investigate, even though he knows what's causing it in the first place, which I find really strange. And we know Anthony didn't have anything to do with what happened in 2008 between Compu and Stephen, thanks to the terminal video where clearly Anthony, just like us, finds out about Stephen stealing away Compu in his hard drive. And, he's surprised. So, again, why did Stephen bring Anthony into this? After all, earlier it said that Stephen was the one who discovered it, which we now know that he created the issue of the anomalies in the first place by sealing Compu away. And if Stephen has the ability to seal something inside a hard drive, it's clear he's knowledgeable about technology and honestly doesn't even need Anthony's help. So why is Anthony here in the first place? Is Stephen trying to put Anthony into the same fate as Compu? My head. I think that's enough theorizing for now. Back to Computer Paranormals. This video is why I feel like this is a pretty good ARG. The video itself isn't all that important, but the description is. We don't know what this top part is, but the bottom, clearly binary, and translating it reads, @bash is a bad cipher. So that's a clue. A key, sort of. A key to unlocking the first part of the description, because if we put this into @bash, like the binary mentioned earlier, we get boundaries broken. God, that was amazing. Like, the binary gives us a clue, and we can use that clue to unlock the first part of the description. This is, oh my god, this is the fucking peak. Anyway, boundaries broken. Maybe it's implying that after the terminal video, the entity is free? The boundaries have been broken? Which is pretty cool to think about. That Compu is free. I mean, after being sealed away in a hard drive for 6 years, he's finally free. So, let's move on to the next video and... Okay. Compu wants to be in Minecraft, so I guess Compu's not free yet. I can understand it. Minecraft is what I would consider the most free of all video games. You can just do whatever you want in there, but looking at the description, there's no new description other than, this strange text just reads, "Let me out." So we know this was uploaded by Compu. The boundaries were broken, but he's not free. Compu is not free. He's still in there in Stephen's hard drive, posting this, letting us know that he wants to be set free. This is the evidence that I wanted to show you earlier, that the entity wants to be in Minecraft for the slightest bit or taste of freedom. But also there's these frames that's just like creepy, eerie liminal spaces, and they appear for like less than a second randomly. But yeah, liminal spaces. Anyway, but aside from Compu wanting freedom, that's about it for this video. And it's kind of tranquil too. Just, do you wish you were there? And you know what? Kinda. It's peaceful in Minecraft. So yeah, let's look at the next video, General Anomaly Report. This one has a new description, so we know that it was uploaded by the investigators. I'm just gonna call them the investigators, you know. I don't want to say freaking Anthony or Stephen every single time, but yeah, I'm just gonna call Anthony and Stephen the investigators. Weirdly though, despite having a new description, there's nothing there. The investigators, I guess they don't have anything new to say about the video. But the original description, it says it all. Anthony knows that Stephen knows that Anthony knows about the entity, Compu. In the video itself, it's Anthony going through what I guess is doubt and mistrust against Stephen. And probably a lot of anxiety of what Stephen might do to him now that Anthony talked with Compu and found out about Stephen stealing Compu away. And Anthony thinks that Stephen knows about this. Aside from the implication of that again in that sentence being there, there was a frame that had a Mediafire link, and this is what happened. Let's just hope I didn't get a virus, Loki. But yeah, I tried everything. Converted the 8664 file to PCK, to zip file, to jar file, and extracting it. I basically tried everything to get it running, but the PCK file is missing, so we can't run it. I mean, God, the Mediafire links is fucking beautiful. Like, this is literally ARG, peak ARG. I mean, not obviously peak ARG. The peak ARG would be the fucking Cicada 3310, whatever. Anyway, let's move on. The next video is GD Anomaly 3. Don't know what happened to GD Anomaly 2, but considering that the investigators is just saying it's the same as the others, it's probably not that interesting, with the description saying it's the same as the others, like I said. But the new description implies that Compu doesn't know how to make levels, corrupting existing levels instead. We can see that Compu changed an orb in the coin root of X-Step in the first GD Anomaly video to do the Morse code thing, so most of the anomalies he can do is changing a few things. Or maybe even creating an entire Minecraft map, but GD Anomaly 3 is probably the first instance of it creating a custom level in Geometry Dash, so maybe that's why it warranted a separate video. As well as, well, just take a look at this. Honestly, vibing Leaf and vibes, not gonna lie. As for the next entry, Gmod Anomaly 0, I think this might be what happened on December 15th. As we can see Anthony in the description freaking out as well as in the video because he wasn't recording, and he also found this headcrab zombie with a camera, so now we at least know what happened that day on December 15th. And that noise again, it's Compu. It's the same noise from the terminal video. Anyway, the new description implies a lot of things too. Was this it? That's all it says. So what is it implying? What do you mean, was this it? Was this the moment everything went downhill? Or was this the moment Anthony was doomed? Or was this the first anomaly that was ever created by Compu? Who knows? Hopefully we will find out by the end of this video. But moving on, another terminal video. And honestly, it's by far my favorite type of video to come out of this series. So let's just see what's happening now. It's the same promise Stephen gave him, the promise of a body. But this time he asks Anthony. But I have a feeling that Anthony will keep his promise, unlike Stephen. And that was that. However, we've just been antagonizing Stephen all this time for sealing away the Compu, but what if there's a reason Stephen didn't give Compu a body? Sure, it said that it's just like us and that it was sealed away by Stephen, but it could be lying. I mean, it's causing anomalies, but what if it's just a trick? The video of it wanting freedom in a body was to cause chaos in the real world, or even potentially cause anomalies in the real world. It could be disastrous. So what if Stephen was just protecting humanity, guarding reality from whatever this entity is? But at the same time, the video of it wanting freedom and the anger it showed from being sealed away for 6 years, I still believe that Compu once used to be human and was sealed into a hard drive by Stephen. At least that's my opinion. So what about you? What do you think Compu is? What do you think the entity is? Is he an AI created by Stephen, or maybe a devil trapped inside a computer? Or do you want to believe that he was human, that was unfairly trapped by Stephen? Please, tell me in the comments. Tell me your theories. Tell me what you think the entity is. Tell me what you think Compu is. Because now, it's important. And I'll show you why in just a matter of a few seconds. Because there's one more video.
I hope you keep your promise, Anthony. However, in the meantime, I want you to sever my soul from this wretched plane. Yes, you. I need you to set me free from this hellscape. In the description of this video, there is a code that will lead to my palace. I am counting on you. Loyal viewer, you can't keep me buried forever. Stephen. Now I am birthed. The puppet of God.
This one has a PCK file. Hopefully I don't get a virus. Alright.
Find the door, destroy it, set him free.
Oh, shit. Okay. Red? Is that footsteps or... Oh, it's just a texture. Oh man, this is... Fuck. This is fucking beautiful. God, treated computer paranormals like it was shit. We're just doing this shit, man. This is... Oh my god, this is high quality, man. This is fucking beautiful. Oh. That is a heart. Okay. Okay.
And with that, door was split for 1,000 miles. A mind with no body finally given soul, and yet it yearned for the reason of the seventh circle. Here, the siren source of this.
Okay. Well, NIN NIN 85 to 5 85 to 5 to Joa CWN5. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is the log. This is the fucking log that we didn't... It was a defunct link, but now we have it. Now we have the log. And here. Model. Hard drive. Okay. Man, it's fucking 4 a.m. What am I getting myself into? Okay, G. Eternal gratitude. Thank you. Entity, thank you. Don't worry. Okay, log. Let's see. Hey, man. Sup? I need to borrow your hard drive. Why? There's some stuff on it that I need to copy. Why can't you just ask me for the files that I need to you? Because it's a secret. Really? You're lucky I trust you that much. Thanks. When do you want to pick it up? Wednesday. Sure. Boy, oh boy, what did I get myself into? What did I get myself into? I've been up since 11, right? Oh my god, it's fucking beautiful. This is amazing. This is just amazing. All right, thank you, Real Room. Thank you. All right, that's enough. You forget that this is an ARG. A game. And games have gameplay. And we have a choice. And my choice was to free Compu. I believed that he was human. I believed that he deserved a body. So I freed him. And after that video, there were no more videos. No more videos being uploaded. It's done. You had a choice back when Computer Paranormals was new, and it was either to set him free or keep him trapped in that Stephen's hard drive. So again, what would you have done? Would you have freed him from his digital prison? Let me know in the comments. I'll be reading it all, because of course not everybody is going to choose to free Compu like I did, and not everybody's going to make it this far into the video. So in your playthroughs of the Computer Paranormal, so if you played Computer Paranormal's 2011 ARG and been a player at the time it was, active, what would you have done? Because after all, Computer Paranormals is an alternate reality game. So what would you have done? Maybe you decided not to free him and just did nothing. And if you would do that, I want to know why. Because like I said before, maybe it's the devil or a rogue AI created by Stephen, but I don't think we'll truly get to know. And sadly, after Call.avi, the channel was gone. Just around a month after Call.avi. All the videos on the channel were privated, unavailable, and effectively the channel was deleted. Something's changed. The videos being uploaded are strange. Cryptic. The first of these new videos is simply titled Gateway, and it's a bunch of screenshots of random games. Zelda, Minecraft, Mario 64, And it has no description either, so did Compu upload this? Actually, that kind of makes sense. Compu is disappointed in Stephen for leaving the channel like this, maybe angry at Stephen for privating all the videos, effectively deleting the channel for at least a year. I mean, it has been a year, but Computer Paranormals is back now. And it's been uploading a lot, actually. And the latest video is only a month old, believe it or not. And I'm pretty sure it's taking another break, because, you know, it hasn't uploaded in a month. I'm not even sure if this ARG will continue or not, but without further ado, let's take a good look at these new videos. The new video is even stranger. A weird spiral, the words Puppet of God on the top left, Nautilus on the bottom right. What does that even have to do with anything? What? And then... Something is happening to Compu. We don't know what, but isn't Compu supposed to be free? Didn't I free him? I freed him, didn't I? Or was this a continuation of the timeline where we didn't free him? What's happening? Is he still in that damn hard drive? There's so many questions. And now it's posting community posts too for some reason. A strange bed. Do you know what needs to be done? No, I don't. And oh, it's interacting with its players. It's become more of an ARG than I thought it could have been. I mean, the real room was amazing, but you know, now it's interacting with players. We're affecting the ARG story. This is an actual ARG, not just digital horror with cipher secrets. No. This is a game, as if the real room wasn't evidence enough that this was in fact an actual ARG. We are getting a response, so damn. Dude, let's keep going. Let's see what's happening. This is just getting started. Looking at the description of the spiral video, we have this mess of letters, and using a cipher identifier, I found out it was a Vigenère cipher, but a Vigenère cipher requires a key that we don't have. But I remember that binary thing. Surely there's a clue or something that's similar to the binary, right? Something? Anything? Actually, what if we tried Puppet of God? No, that didn't work. What about Anthony? Stephen? No. Wait. The random Nautilus on the bottom right corner. It doesn't have any reason to be there. It's not related to anything. What if... I stood aside the stream. The sun warmed me on my back. I ran my fingers through the water. They touched against the mossy river wood. I knew it was all fake. It had to be. The warmth was hollow, like a memory worn thin. A fever dream stitched from things I'd lost. The water ran, but never changed. No ripples, no fish, no life beneath. Just a glacial eye reflecting sky. A sky too bright to grieve under. My fingers met the moss and wood, but felt no softness, only rot. A texture wrong like death in sleep, like touching something you'd never remember. Oh, a poem. That doesn't rhyme that well. And considering the Nautilus key, maybe it's from the perspective of a Nautilus, which is sadly an endangered species, by the way. There's less than, 100,000? Anyway, I'm getting off track. Finding itself in an artificial place, it's a Nautilus finding itself in a fish tank. I mean, the fakeness, the glassy lie reflecting the sky, as in, the glass that holds the tank, that makes the shape of the tank with fish in it. But what's the point of this? What does Nautilus have to do with anything related to computer paranormals? The description of this video was a monoalphabetic substitution cipher, basically just replacing the letters with others and writing that way. The best I could describe it is if you switch the letters of your keyboard, so when you click W, it types a completely different letter. But anyways, I managed to translate with an autosolver, which reads...
My digital corpse burns in a never-ending cataclysm of agony. My very conceptual form is dragged through a sea of purblind blood. I can't keep doing this. The red must. These are the only choices I have. Stephen, your time will soon come.
Compu is out for revenge, and deservedly so. And honestly, I'm rooting for Compu. Stephen will get what will come to him. Karma, you know? Strange Pictures. This was the next video, Strange Pictures. But again, let's just move on. It's just Strange Pictures. The next video is Strange. The music is pretty good though, but this is literally just YouTube 606 vibes. And then... oh, what's this? Spectrogram? One or the other, it really doesn't matter. One of them is either Anthony or Compu, and one of them lost access to the Computer Paranormal's 2011 channel. And well, who else but Compu, the entity? And we find out that it was Stephen who lost access in the following video. So it was kind of pointless in this image. However, with this image, right, we get a first look at IRC Super Plus Plus, the thing that Computer Paranormals keeps advertising. Heck, it's the first thing that Computer Paranormals sent to me about, aside from the Paranormals letting me know that it was from Computer Paranormals channel. But aside from that, IRC Super Plus Plus is a chat room. And chat rooms is basically texting before texting existed. The internet had a primitive version, and that was chat rooms, you know, the primitive version of texting. And that's what IRC Super Plus Plus is. And it seems Anthony and Stephen use it a lot. And it's quite useful too, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't really keep any data about what was said in the chat room, so it ensures complete privacy. Except for this screenshot. I mean, the Imgur account is named Puppet of God, so, you know, it's definitely Compu. And, I mean, Compu somehow managed to get the screenshot somehow, so I guess it's not that secure, but, I mean, Compu could have access to Stephen's computer and then just screenshot it from there. But yeah, other than that, other than a look at what IRC Super Plus Plus looks like, there's not much of anything else in terms of lore. But at least we're slowly understanding the mystery, bit by bit. And right now, Compu, something's happening to Compu. Compu is becoming real. And the description is strange, and for some reason, like, Flays, but, huh? And guess what? there's a website in one of the many posts that Computer Paranormal's made. That's, it's another monoalphabetic substitution cipher. And well, this is what happened. Okay, let's figure this out. HTTPS. Okay. Shit. TPS? No, can't be. HTTPS. Just com. Okay, no. What about org? Oh shit. Sightings. Wait. Neocities? Oh shit, Neocities. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's alright. Shit. I did it. Oh shit. Okay. For all known sightings of the puppet, as well as updates and transmissions from affected radio towers. Okay, radio towers can be affected for some reason. Public notice, Derbyshire Department of Paranormal Defense. Okay. Derbyshire. The Derbyshire Department of Paranormal Defense has issued an advisory following multiple confirmed sightings of an unidentified mechanical entity. So, robot within the Derbyshire woodlands. The creature described as a large moss-covered, machine, partially concealed beneath foliage, has been observed moving through various rural and forested areas over recent weeks. At this time, the nature and origin of the entity remains under investigation. While there is currently no evidence to suggest immediate hostility toward the public, the creature has exhibited behaviors and phenomena that fall into the department's classification of supernatural or anomalous activity. For public safety, all individuals are strongly advised to maintain a safe distance should an encounter occur. Do not attempt to approach, engage, or interfere with the entity under any circumstances. Report any sightings immediately to the local authorities or directly to the Department of Paranormal Defense via the provided emergency contact channels. Further updates will be provided as our investigation develops. Issued by Derbyshire Department of Paranormal Defense, 2014. What? Okay. So now this is fucking things up. Does it involve time travel now? Time travel? Because this is 2014, right? Is this still... Look, see, it's fucking up. It's fucking up, right? And it's the year 2025. So it's fucking up. So there's that thing. There he is. Holy shit. Okay, artist and temperature of alleged appearance. Okay. Robot. That's pretty spooky. You see a small green light in rural areas and sure it isn't an aircraft or ground vehicle. Contact Derbyshire Paranormal Defense immediately and notify us of its behavior. These videos are getting more cryptic by the day, and this one is just sick beats, bro. Like, god damn, this sounds fire. Final video. It's incomprehensible speaking, but only because I didn't want to listen to this over and over again just to understand the conversation. But after that, this is the final video. Stephen is crashing out and is just gonna go kill Compu. And it kind of implies that he created Compu rather than seal the human inside a computer, but yeah, I still freed him. And anyway, in the description there's this cipher that I haven't decoded yet, and honestly I think I'm done with computer paranormals. I'm tired. And this video is long enough as is. I'm pretty sure that it's the longest video essay, slop essay, that I've ever made in the history of this channel. This 1 year history of this channel. So, before the video ends, this is my challenge to you. Figure this out. And this is what I got so far, so I guess it could help you out or something like that. But yeah, that's it. This is a story of mistrust, betrayal, which I'm kind of stretching here, you know, nobody was kind of betrayed except for the trust that Anthony gave to Stephen, and revenge, of course, with Compu wanting revenge and taking revenge against Stephen for locking him away in a fucking hard drive for 6 years. That little bastard. Anyway, that's all. Hopefully this slop was enjoyable for you somehow. You know, hopefully you had a good dinner. Hopefully you had a good entertaining time being mildly entertained, and hopefully you can put your opinions in the comments. I've spent almost a month making this video. I've spent a month making this video, and again, like in the intro, sorry for taking so long, my wrist was broken. I didn't have access to my computer for like a period of time, so I couldn't even change the scripts, and a bunch of stuff happened, and it was just the freaking process of making this video was hell. A month to make. A month. And you know, of course, my wrist being broken, so I couldn't type properly, but you know, it's healed now, so yeah. Thanks for watching, bye. Just kidding, thanks for watching, bye!
you